Welcome to my channel.
My wife and twin brother have been having an affair for 3.5 years. Story 1-2. She betrayed, I saw it on her phone. TLDR, by chance. I have to say I find it amazing how many people have actual clues of their loved one's infidelities, but just ignore it. I mean, the man-woman gets home at 8 a.m. after spending the night out and not answering calls and you're still not sure of what happened? Keeps messaging his or exes every day, but that's okay? Well, maybe I too was naive. I was in a 3-year relationship with my ex. 10 months into it, she moved in with me. We both had each other's mobile passwords and fingerprint. So she would always take a peek of my cell phone in front of me, but that was all right with me. I never thought of cheating on her, so I really didn't have anything to hide or be afraid of. On the other job though, I never went through her cell phone. Why? Because I thought, this is the woman I want to marry. If I ever find reason enough to think I should go through her stuff, then it means I don't trust her. It follows that I wouldn't marry her then. So why start distrusting, if she didn't give me any reason for doing so? 3 years go by. I've never felt jealous, well, maybe on occasion, even though she was and still is a very beautiful woman. On the other job, she was jealous of me. And I'll tell you, I'm not that easy on the eyes, so I never knew where that was coming from. Well, I did read somewhere that people who are cheating become jealous out of nowhere sometimes because they believe the other part may be cheating on them as well. How messed up is that? Maybe that was a sign of what was about to come. Anyway, fast forward 3 years. December 31st, 2016. We're cleaning the house and getting ready for a short trip for a New Year party in another town about 2 hours drive. She tells me she bought a new charger for her iPhone, one of those sold in the streets. I live in Brazil, where they sell all sorts of pirated falsified products in the streets. I tell her to watch out as those chargers are not certified and could damage her iPhone, or even worse, maybe cause a fire. Who knows? We figure she'll try it and plugs it in. A few minutes after that, maybe an hour, I pass by her phone and wonder whether the thing is actually charging. It is facing down. I turn it up and on and there it is. A message from some guy with very graphic description of what he wanted to do to my girlfriend. Even with my blood starting to boil, I won't unblock the phone. It could be that the guy is her boss and is harassing her, in which case it wouldn't be her fault, right? And of course, if it was the case, I'd sue the soul out of him and the company. So I call her to the room and ask her, who is this guy and why he wants to do such and such thing to you? She denies and says it's nothing. At that point it's clear she's trying to play dumb, so I grab the phone from her and unblock it with my fingerprint and there it is. She is also exchanging messages with him. She grabs the phone back before I have a chance to read the messages and continues to say there's no message exchange. I tell her, pay close attention to what I'll say. You will have one and only one chance to try to explain what this message exchange is and show me everything in your phone, or you're out. Right now. She says she can't. And she starts crying, saying she'll delete her social media and that everything will be different and she'll never talk to other men again, yada yada. I say then I want you out. Out of my house and out of my life, and do both of us a favor and never ever try to contact me again. I start packing and look for somewhere to fly to. All the while she's crying, saying that she never cheated on me physically, that she was just talking to this guy out of compassion and all this shit. It was terrible and went on for 2 long hours until I figured where I would head to. I didn't even look at her face anymore. I just said she has a month to get out, while I travel, and, when back to town, I would stay at a hotel. I offer her money. How much money do you want? She actually gets offended at that question, although I was willing to give her whatever number she said, as long as she was gone ASAP. She asked 0 money. I head to the airport and while I'm in the cab she's messaging me apologizing. I block her contact. I also block her family. Why, you say? Because I don't want to have to explain her family why this breaking up took place. They should be there to support her, so I don't deem it necessary to explain my side. She tried to contact me again a few times after that. Every time from a new number or email. Every time I blocked her again. Did I forgive her? Yes, I think I did. And I hope she's doing well, because despite all these things, she's a good person. But I still choose not to talk to her, as I don't intend to go back into a relationship filled with mistrust. That's a recipe for disaster. Did I act right? There's never right or wrong. But from my viewpoint, yes, I did the right thing for both of us. Maybe she wanted out, she just didn't have the lickings to end it. Maybe she thought she wouldn't get caught, which is actually my theory. Maybe she's happier now, as I am too. Did we have relationship problems? Yes, just as any couple does. But unfaithfulness in a monogamous relationship, the one we had agreed upon, is unacceptable, and we both shared that view. Or at least I thought so. Was that actually cheating if I don't know whether she had physical contact with other men? For me, that is a big resounding yes. I don't need to know what took place. At that point it became evident she was actively seeking other men by contacting or responding them, and that, folks, is already cheating in my dictionary. There are many, many things you have to work through in a relationship to make it work. Other things, for me, are zero tolerance, respect, love, trust and faithfulness. Lose any of those, and it's over. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, maybe your ex and mine should get together. Lol, I wish I would have had your strength to walk away from my ex the first time I caught him s-ing an ex of his. He let me use his phone while mine was charging, and she sent a sex-filled text to him. That happened 3 days after I moved in with him, and I stayed for almost 6 years with him and catching him numerous times. Finally I got smart and left his sorry ass. Redditor 2, that's what happened with me. When my ex started checking my phone in front of me every time, reading through my MSGS chats, I should have known that he was trying to see if I was cheating on him. Lol. Little did I know he was the one cheating on me. Good you have moved on. It's hard after spending so much time and effort on your relationship for years. Good luck. May you find someone who deserves you. Redditor 3, they are seeing if you are cheating on them because they subconsciously feel guilty and are afraid of getting caught themselves, so they want you to get caught first, and hope to get off unsuspectingly. Same thing happened to me, but I didn't know it. I found a bunch of things years later and saw her tell a friend she went through my laptop but found nothing suspicious. I also found out she had gone through every drawer of mine with a fine-tooth comb. Still nothing. The whole while she was banning her high school sweetheart who was always meant to be with her. The one she told me that was high school. It's in the past when I questioned the communication with him. Redditor 4, unfortunately, this is the norm nowadays. Once the relationship hits a certain plateau, it's anybody's licking game to wade into and test the throater waters, so to speak. I never could in a million years understand this reaction. And once you're broken up, it's a case of shoulda, woulda, coulda scenario and lots of overthinking the situation. Pity isn't it? Anyways, you've made the decision for the better it seems. Namaste. Redditor 5, very simple. If your gut tells you something is up, then trust it. If they lock their phone or keep them on them, etc., so before you go to bed, that download mobile tracker. It'll ask you to put an email IM and a password, then the target phone, which is his. When he goes to bed that night, grab the phone and in 3 minutes all lies are up. The link you download tells you what to download and is then on his phone. Dial 3333, then there you go. Every call, text, media, FB and pics are sent to your phone with recorded calls. It's awesome. And even better, he can't even tell it's on his phone and all evidence is right in front of you. Story 2-2. The exact moment was straight out of a soap opera. In hindsight, I should have caught it right away. The man in question was a coworker of mine who I'll call JT because he reminded me of one of those 90s boy bands. My girlfriend worked a couple blocks away from me. I worked a standard 8 to 5 job and she worked from 3 a.m. 11 a.m., which means she would often stop by my office at 11:30 for lunch. The office all loved her, so after I left to go back to work she would stay and chat up some of the people who took their lunch after me. She often talked to this one guy in particular, JT, who I couldn't stand. He was the IT guy of the office, but most of us knew more about computers than him. Besides the occasional elderly lady having trouble, he mostly just sat in his broom closet-sized office smoking weed and watching Netflix. They kept talking, And one night at dinner with the parents, her mom asked, "What's going on with your friend?" and described him exactly. We had a mutual friend who slightly resembled him, so my girlfriend jumped on saying she means our friend, but her mom insists that it was a different name. Pretty soon after, this lovely elderly woman at our office, who was basically everyone's grandma, came up to me and said, "I feel so terrible for telling you this, but I think your girlfriend is sweet on JT." I was in complete denial. I told her I understand why she thinks that, but that my girlfriend would never cheat on me, and that they seemed to just be friends. Even if I didn't like him, I would never get mad at my GF for hanging out with friends. She said, "Okay, you're a sweet young man, I just don't want you to get hurt." The moment came one Monday morning. The previous Friday, she had said that she was seeing a movie with girls from her work. I don't remember what it was. I asked her how it was, and she said good but a little weird. It was like if David Cameron had directed Braveheart. I thought it was a little strange, because I was pretty sure she had never seen Braveheart, but I shrugged it off. At work on Monday, I spoke to another coworker and somehow that movie came up. The coworker said, "Yeah, JT was telling me he saw it on Friday and it was a little weird. He said it was like if David Cameron had directed Braveheart." Boy, was I shocked. I thought about it all day. At dinner that night, I brought it up. "So, remember the movie you saw the other day? You said it was like if David Cameron directed Braveheart?" "Yeah, it was." "That's funny, the IT guy at the office said exactly the same thing. He probably thought the same thing. That was exactly how it was." "That makes sense. But let me ask you this, what was Braveheart about?" She couldn't answer the question. I stayed at my friend's that night, and moved out the next day. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, "I'm very sorry you found out that way. I have never understood why the cheating party won't come clean and leave before getting involved with someone else. I believe there might be reasons, but sometimes it's just selfishness, as in let me see if it works first, and then I can leave you. You were in denial indeed, even your mother-in-law tried somehow to open your eyes. Hope you meet or met already someone as trustworthy as you seem to be." Redditor 2, "And she did it with that guy, the guy you don't like who skates by on his looks. In a way that makes it easier to dump the beach." Redditor 3, "And they say, it's just a movie. I am very glad you moved out, my friend. I am sure they are not even together anymore, the JT guy and your ex. Live your life to the fullest." Redditor 4, "I really don't think you should make such harsh decisions so fast. She could be his friend? I think you should ask specifically about her relationship with him." Redditor 5, "It gets much better. Hopefully you didn't let her ruin it for you. I was hung up on a girl for years. Wasted so much time wondering how to dry the ocean for a place to sleep. I was surrounded by mansions. Godspeed, friend." Thank you for watching. Comment what do you think about this situation. Don't forget to like and subscribe.